allow it to happen again. Analyzing any overgrowth anticipated from words within 500 miles. Everything is reading normal until Revelation 3. The prophet is possible to go on to say that if it means anything, it's never been before.
A shield.
It's from Revelation 1 to 5. Up to Danny and Cannonball. So as he escorts them up, and she's wondering, why aren't we invited? Bobby really saying there's going to be a bunch of Xavier alumni in here. We're going to go right up through. It's best for you to stay here and Mr. Danny. But if she just starts decimating stuff, getting to work, cleaning up all of this debris, we pick up on the rooftop nearby. The real reunion. Bobby mentioned changes that of issue. And of course, Revelation say that if you would just submit and swear allegiance to me, you can help him out. But he tells Danny that I've always appreciated your guys' work on helping both mutants and humans, even if humans are unappreciative. But Danny will go on to say that what other option do we have? People outside the territories, they're scared, they're confused. The X-Virus is gradually killing them. And so far, we have no real solution. At least that's what you've told everybody. It's beyond your control. It's in nature's hands now. Revelation going on to say that why do you plead on their behalf? Danny's saying because they're people. Scott Lang lived both experiences. Human and by his marriage. That's who are rules. The ghost and idly watch. Before Revelation goes on to say that he is not to ever again. He is told by the overflow to isolate from both but this time, right next to Revelation, building his dog. Our Avengers, they quickly jump in. They start rescuing as many civilians as they can. They recognize that this is some kind of clusters of corrupted technarchy. Without a doubt, somebody is attacking them. Revelation can hear it, and he can hear the humming getting louder. It continues to come from the overgrowth. Revelation saying that there's a way to fix this. Just need to get the vision. And that's what we take out the vision for the civilians as best we can. Hoping that more and more it's becoming clear that this is in fact not warlock. Organic as a kind of way to further the plot throughout the story, but not really using Warlock in any capacity. But we see Vision, he's able to purge the virus from his he was able to Revelation showing up, Revelation that's great enough. But then let's clean up this thing. With Revelation rounding his head, Revelation says that I'll guide you, that you will be my conduit while I talk to the overgrowth. He is rebooting the entire city's techno system. And it
Wolverines knows football's information. And now a buy one, get one free 3-piece tenders combo meal from Popeyes on Uber Eats. When football makes you hungry, get deals all season long on Uber Eats. Order now. Walmart fashion gifts look quite the treat.
How about something trendy and chic? Wow, all this style. Ooh, pop off, Eileen.
Your day ends.
Revelation can hear it, but he tells Vision to override it. The screaming agony of Vision, and then the techno-organic is wiped away. This day has been won. At a cost, at a terrible cost. As Danny and the others rush over to Vision, his body is nothing. Oils and sweat. Vision was able to workers with every cell in his technology, saying that it will take several hours before the entire system resets to a normal state. As for Vision, he served his territory well. This is where we see Revelation take off. Gotta care of the world. He goes to leave. And Danny had to ask, did you go? You go. There's a possibility he could die. Revelation says yes. To save my people, yes. If we can focus the interview on those responsible. This is an assassination attempt. A retaliatory attack by what he says is a human. That these Exarchy rumors, they were triggered remotely by a source originating from AIM. Now, Hawkeye's like, there's no way in hell AIM did this. AIM has been debunked for years. But Revelation goes on to say that these assets were absorbed by the U.S. government. President Sam Wilson is the one that gave the order. And so Revelation prepares for retribution. He prepares for war. And so Danny Bates refuses to let him launch an all-out war. She asks for 24 hours. 24 hours to get to the bottom of this and talk with the president. That you sacrifice Vision without even a warning. You owe us this much. That's what Revelation says, and you got 3 hours. Sunscott's going to join your team to be my eyes, ears, and an emissary to be my witness. And
CKE.
this issue will end. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Honestly, I'm let down. I'm let down that we haven't seen Warlock yet. Like, how are we having discussions about the techno-organic virus? How are we having discussions about Exarchy at all? How are we having Vision literally fused with his very incumbent and no Warlock? No Warlock as of now. I have hopes that issue number 3 is going to really explain everything. Maybe Warlock's working with the U.S. government in a secret way of trying to get back to Revelation for whatever Revelation did. Or maybe Warlock's not going to be involved at all. Because that's just my issue with it. It's kind of all over the place. Concepts, like virus, even the techno-organic virus in this instance, was like, oh yeah, by the way, there's a corrupted techno-organic virus that the U.S. government is using as a weapon to try and assassinate me. They just gave us such little explanation, but are trying to sell this story. You know, it only takes a couple pages to be like, oh, guess what? Warlock, he was helping Revelation build this overlord, use this technology to spread it throughout the city, to make sure the symbiosis would with them really was successful. And Warlock saw that it was working for and didn't want to do it. Revelation got caring what he thought about this, but continuing on with the mission anyway. Warlock quickly dies. Warlock goes with the enemy. Warlock is captured by the enemy. Warlock is captured by Sam Wilson, and they're working to fight back against Revelation.
Anakin, I love you, son. Oh, I just made that one.
Which hero do you think you want to be today?
You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world, but it does help.
I'm not a hero. I'm the Punisher.
Which hero do you think you want to be today? Which hero do you think you want to be today?
You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world, but it does help.
I'm not a hero. I'm the Punisher.
Now, who am I gonna banish from this match?
I'm not a hero. I'm the Punisher.
But it does help.
I'm not a hero.
In this world, but it does help.
I'm not a hero. I'm the Punisher.
Now, who am I gonna banish from this match?
Nobody.
Yo, my brother, you got some crazy bands for real. What? That's crazy.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world, but it does help.
What? That's crazy. What? That's crazy.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world, but it does help. You don't have to be a
What? That's crazy.
You'll need a top...
Doom's tearing me and Cap apart.
Final
Jeez.
score. 1, 2, 0. Another epic victory! Big win!
Maximum pulse!
This is real fire pop! Garrett never falls!
Spider mode!
Squirrel girl. Not that kind of mean. Everybody needs a little Stark assist. Doom's tearing me and Cap apart.
Final
Jeez.
score. 1, 2, 0. Another epic victory! Big win! If I ever see Doom again. Keep fighting until we have a winner.
Yo, that was so clean.
0, 2, 0. Time to switch things up, including
That's why you banned Jeff and Cloak together.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't understand the sauce for a second until now. I get it now.
To find the magic in this world, but it does help.
What? That's crazy.
You'll need a time.
What? That's crazy.
You'll need a time.
What? That's crazy.
You'll need a
What? That's crazy. Yo, that was so clean.
0, 2, 0. Time to switch things up, including
That's why you banned Jeff and Cloak together.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't understand the sauce for a second until now. I get it now.
To find the magic in this world.
This is real fire pop! Give it
I'm not a hero. I'm the Punisher.
Now, who am I gonna banish from this match?
Yo, my brother, you got some crazy bands for real. What? That's great. That's great. Yo, my brother, you got some crazy bands for real. Yo, my brother, you got some... Yo, my brother, you got some crazy bands for real. What? That's crazy.
You'll need
Yo, my brother, you got some crazy bands for real. What? That's crazy. Yo, my brother, you got some crazy bands for real. What? That's crazy. Yo, that was so clean.
0, 2, 0. Time to switch things up, including
That's why you banned Jeff, Cloak together.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't understand the sauce for a second until now. I get it now.
To find the magic in this world, but it does help.
By the eye of Agamotto!
Damn it, never fall!
We'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. We have a winner.
What? That's crazy. Yo, my brother, you got some crazy bands for real. What? That's crazy. Yo, that was so clean.
0, 2, 0. Time to switch things up, including
That's why you banned Jeff.
What? That's crazy. Yo, that was so clean.
0, 2, 0. Time to switch things up, including
That's
which
why you
side
banned Jeff, Cloak together.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't understand the sauce for a second until now. I get it. A second until now. I get it now.
To find the magic in this world, but it does help.
Doom's tearing me and Cap apart.
Final score, 1, 2, 0.
Listen, Soka Babe.
Gambit never falls!
Fire mode.
Squirrel girl. Not that kind of mean. Everybody needs a little Stark assist. Doom's tearing me and Cap apart.
Final score, 1, 2, 0. Another epic victory! Big win! Epic victory! Big win! Big victory! Big win!
I have seen worlds born and their nourishing sons cease to exist. My life has been measured in eons, and I have spent all that time doing one thing, being a player of games. I have dedicated my life to it, and there is none better. This is art, and I am a master of my craft. And the response of Maximus, then show me. And so that's where Grandmaster turns to the Shi'ar, and he says, lesser players might begin by stoking the fires of external conflicts, deep-seated hatreds that are, in some instances, thousands and thousands of years old. However, I see a board with strong pieces in stable positions able to withstand such outside influences. But I do see the opportunity for internal pressure, beginning with the most warlike race, the Shi'ar. Their 10,000 worlds are ripe for a class rebellion. The people have always barely tolerated the heavy hand of the dynastic Naramani, but for the first time, that number now extends to the Imperial Guard itself. Don't you understand? Innovation has always been the enemy of loyalty. The number of decommissioned Super Guardians has increased recently as newer models have replaced the growing obsolescent older warriors of the Annihilation and Ascension Wars. So it is with great folly that the next Super Guardian class scheduled for retirement is Electron, for it is one of the very few classes where a common, true-born Shi'ar citizen can join the Imperial Guard. They undergo an empowerment process so they might stand tall beside their more naturally gifted Super Guardian brothers and sisters. And what if I told you that this current, soon-to-be cast-aside Electron was rumored to be the secret son of the Mad Emperor Dekin? Suppose if, by his blood, he had a true claim to the throne, and, should he rebel, a small army of cast-aside guardians would join him. And what if we whispered in his ear a secret plan, not just to right this wrong, but deliver the same justice throughout the universe? Now, here's what the Grandmaster's talking about. A lot of you guys know about the Phoenix and Dark Phoenix sagas in Marvel Comics, right? Jean Grey's ascension to power, becoming Phoenix, all that kind of cool stuff. The thing about that is, before any of that happened, Dekin, the brother of Melandra, was the emperor, right, the magister of the Shi'ar Empire. Ultimately, he was defeated in some mad power grab to seize control of the Imquan crystal. When that happened, his sister took his place, so she was never truly the rightful heir of the throne of the Shi'ar. But with this idea, going back to Uncanny X-Men 107, that Electron, the original Electron, was basically the son, or at least appeared to be the son, of Dekin, he always had a claim to the throne. He was always the legitimate ruler here. And because of the fact that Naramani is so young, right, Zandra is so young and so inexperienced and relies so heavily on the advice from Gladiator, Mentor, and Deathbird, a lot of those individuals out there in the Shi'ar Empire do not feel she's a capable leader. And so ultimately the Grandmaster is just like, let's fix that. Let's basically incite a coup d'etat. It's what Doctor Doom did in Wakanda in Doom War. That's where you see all these strings being pulled from. And so that's why Maximus asks, and where might this influence spread? And the response of Grandmaster, I would insist that it be the Kree chain around the scroll next. The belief that a tenuous union between a devout diaspora and a hawkish technocracy could be held together by a boy king was always laughable. And as the Imperial Hobgoblin shapeshifters are as undetectable to the Skrulls as the Skrulls are to all of us, it would be a true, very believable miracle that their holy Empress Ferengi, resurrected and reborn in all her glory, has returned to preach the good word of righteousness, revolution, and liberty. So it's not actually Ferengi, it's just being made to look like her. That's part of the ruse. And he says, how else would her people respond except with religious fervor? What would be more natural than a second, more aggressive secret Skrull invasion? And in the halls of power and at the levers of hundreds of societies, my Skrull seeds will flower. And so picking up 11 months later, he says, do you see the poisons, those who paid for them, the bullets, the fingers that pulled the trigger, all vectors leading to a single vanishing point. And so it comes to this, an inflection point, when all eyes turn and shadows rise to reveal the real enemy. And he says you have to understand, all conflict spins on the axis of scarcity. It breeds contempt among so-called allies that they dare to have something that you do not, especially when the survival of a society depends on it. And blind men hate the truth. And so he says, take another look. A new alliance of worlds constructed on the back of an enhanced Stargate system dependent on vibranium, a rare element that naturally only exists inside the boundaries of Imperial Wakanda. Do you see how quickly the Alliance's member nations all aligned against them? Do you see how quickly they chose war? Now, what he's talking about here is this. The Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda is the new kid on the block. And the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda did introduce a Stargate system across the universe. But you have to be an ally of the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda to be able to use them effectively. But the larger picture that's being painted by Grandmaster here is that the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda seems to be positioning itself in such a way that they're trying to make other empires dependent on them. And even if that's not necessarily the case, the Grandmaster means to make it look that way. So what's basically happening now, right, with the idea of a Wakandan assassin killing Jason of Spartex, is it makes it look like now the Wakandas are trying to seize power, make them out to be the enemy, and everybody will immediately attack them because they already distrusted them in the first place. And he says, the Wakandans had leverage, but I used it against them. The Skrulls had fervor in a righteous cause. Just look at what a mockery I have made of it. The Shi'ar had plans within plans, and now they have boxed themselves in. And you had a wager with your betters. You dared to play the Grandmaster, and so, at the end, we come to this. A perfectly played game, painted across the canvas of cold, unforgiving space. I chose the players. I chose the board. And as such, I cannot lose. And so the Maximus is like, well done, right? Like, this is actually impressive.
Yo, my brother, you got some crazy bands for real. Yo, my brother, you got some crazy bands for real. What? That's crazy. Yo, that was so clean.
0, 2, 0. Time to switch things up.
Our own was one of them, and as such, it sits poorly with us. But now, we change all that. For I have spent all my time doing two things, being a liar and being a cheat. I have dedicated my life to it, and there is none better. It is art, elder, and I am a master of my craft. And he says, look, it seems to me you've missed a piece. That piece being Black Bolt of the Inhuman. And he says, there's one more king on the board. And at that moment,
yo, my brother, you got some crazy bands for real.
What the hell is going on?
Yggdrasil will not survive without
The guy who's a master of playing games suddenly left confused and feeling left-footed. And so that's where Maximus tells Black Bolt, tell him who's really in charge, brother. And Black Bolt just whispers to Grandmaster and sends him flying, right? Just literally, that's the end of him. And so at that point, Maximus is like, okay, so what do you want to do? I mean, it happened rather well, but like, I mean, what do you want to do? Right? Are you sure that you want to take things further? He says, after all, we could just spend a few more years wandering the universe, the very best of brothers, in search of enlightenment, or better yet, good old-fashioned fun. So, do we keep this going?
What? That's crazy.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world, but it does help.
Restoration of the Inhuman Empire. Because at that point, Maximus is like, Father, haven't you away?
Damn it.
Inhuman Empire. The Inhumans have come
Damn it,
back.
damn it, damn it.
So excited. With that being said, guys, we're going to bring this video to an end. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like, and I will catch you all later.
Try that shit.
Yo, that was so clean.
Okay, that was my audio fucking tripping. God damn it.
Yo, my brother, you got some crazy bands for real. One. Yo, my brother, you got some crazy bands for real. One. That's crazy. Yo, that was so clean.
2-0. Time to switch things up, including
That's why you banned Jeff Cloak together.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't understand the sauce for a second until now. I get it now.
To find the magic in this world, but it does help.
Gambit never falls!
Spider mode.
Squirrel girl. Not that kind of mean. Everybody needs a little Stark assist. Doom's tearing me and Cap apart.
Final score. 1-2-0.
Red Man is in the building.
How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
24/7.
How you doing? If you go good, I'm going to reach.
Hey, what do you want for good?
Dude, I actually cannot believe they came out with mythic skins and they're not advertising that hard. That's crazy. He's got a skirt. Jesus, just oh my gosh, that's a tutu. My bad. I'm not up to date on my terminology. What is it with Venom skins being so out there? That's diabolical. What the fuck is that? Wait, it looks so good. Dude, all the Visit skins are so good. I actually cooked really hard for their year one event. Pretty damn good job.
But I'm definitely trying to play it with you. Bitch, we having a staring contest, hoe? What you want me to do? I will. See, if you think I really like you, the only way you'll know is if I slurp you down. I ain't even gonna lie to you. If I've never slurped you, then I don't like you, baby. See, if you
Okay, what we got?
Doom's tearing me and Cap apart.
Final score, 1, 2, 0. Another epic victory! Big win!
Annihilation, it's basically dead, and it has been dead ever since. And so again, it's kind of a cool bit of history. But at the end of the day, Peter approaches Richard Rider with this offer from his father, right? Like someone out there is killing leaders across the universe. We need someone to look into it. Are you willing to do this? And Richard Rider rejects it. He's like, no. I'm not going to have any part of that whatsoever, right? I've got far more significant things to worry about than that. You are worried about the deaths of leaders, and that's fine. I'm worried about the average person out here struggling and trying to help them as best I can. Not only that, I can't die, right? Because if I do, then that will basically lead to like the Nova Corps not existing in any real capacity whatsoever. He really holds himself as like the last bastion of the Corps, and in a lot of ways he is. But at that point, you switch over to a meeting between Gladiator, Jason Spartax, and of course the leader of the Chameleons. And at that point, they're kind of like, okay, I've pulled every string, called in every favor. The council session is scheduled to begin in less than a cycle. How much longer until everybody gets here? And he's told the Kree Scroll delegation has just arrived, which means everyone that you wanted to be here is here, with one exception, the Wakandans. Now, one of the things that people tend to forget is there is an intergalactic empire of Wakanda. It's not just on Earth anymore. It's been in space for quite some time. And so the question that Jason asks is, why? Like, why aren't they here? And this is kind of cool, right? Because Gladiator says their current position, clearly stated and intractable, is that they are comfortable with their existing treaties and see no reason to insult what alliances they have by breaking any contracts or informal agreements. And that's when Jason says we cannot mass produce the largest generation of Stargates without their vibranium. In effect, the universe needs Wakandans more than Wakandans need the universe. And that's the way that Wakanda works. It's the way Black Panther works, right? It's the way all those things work. Make themselves necessary to the form and function of any space they're in, so that everyone has to come to them, and they don't have to go to anybody else. It is the most pure form of power, right? Power doesn't necessarily reside with the individual that can send out the most force, right, or impose their will on everybody using military tactics or so on and so forth. True power rests in the hands of the person who sits on a throne while the universe comes groveling to them. That's true power. And that's what Wakandans have always been capable of. It's what they were always best at. And so that's what makes things so awesome here. Because in that moment, Jason is told that the delegation of Hero Kala is here, right? And that when Hulk and them show up, because of the fact that Hero Kala's not there, but the Incredible Hulk being Hero Kala's father and having just recently traveled from that world, is basically given an invitation by Jason Spartax to sit in on the Intergalactic Council session. But here's the other part of this, right? These guys both have sons, but specifically, they both have children who are or have been affected by these essentially assassination attempts or successful assassinations. And so that's where Jason tries to kind of find some common ground with the Hulk. And he says, like, it should go without saying, but I'm very sorry about your son. It's an evil thing that happened, and whoever did it must pay. Now, most people who know about Hero Kala are going to be like, yeah, but I mean, like, he hated the Hulk. And that's what Hulk says. He hated me. Right? Jason's like, excuse me? And he's like, he hated me. Right? The circumstances don't matter. All that does is that I failed him in some way. And now I will never be able to fix it. Of a life full of regrets and unforgivable sins, this might be the worst. Do you have any idea how angry that makes me? Now, there's a reason why I waited until this moment to cover this bit of history here, because a lot of you guys are probably wondering, how do you reconcile the ending with Incredible Hulk 617 with what's happening here? The reason I asked.
You're stealing the Brock's candy canes again. I'm glad the kids aren't here to see this.
Brock's candy canes, decorations you can't not eat.
Invite them all to drown, skip, and go wild. Laugh till it hurts, or just plain cry.
One more twist, one more comeback, one more shot at victory.
Whenever heartburn strikes, get fast relief with Tums. Tum, 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 tum.